and is being traded to the Nets in a 4-team deal involving the Pacers and the Cavs. Karis LeVert ended up in Indianapolis, and Victor Oladipo is now in Houston as part of the deal that also included several first-round picks going to the Rockets.
So there you have it. As you guys just saw and probably saw last night as well, James Harden is now a Brooklyn Net. I mean, who in their right mind could have saw this coming? I'm just kidding. Of course everybody saw this coming, but still. James Harden is a Brooklyn Net pairing up with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. And I mean, look, we all saw this coming, to be honest. He requested a trade in the offseason, and he doubled down on that in one of the scummiest interviews I've ever seen in a post-game interview, saying that it's just not a fixable situation in Houston. You're talking about a guy who carried this franchise for about 8 years or so now, one of the leading scorers in the league, one of the best scorers we've ever seen in the league, and I mean, look, that is just the scummiest thing I've ever seen or heard in a post-game interview. I lost all respect for James Harden. I honestly I'm disappointed. I was a huge fan of James Harden. I got this hat here. I got James Harden jersey. I've got a James Harden t-shirt. I've got a couple James Harden t-shirts actually. Because I was such a big fan of him. I thought he was just such a humble guy. I thought he was one of the most fun players to watch. And I mean, he is still a fun player to watch, but he's just, I have had it up to here with superstars like James Harden requesting trades, demanding, they're demanding their teams who they should sign as their head coach or GM or whatever the case may be. Dude, you're an NBA player. Okay, you have a voice, obviously, but there's a time and a place for things like that. Also, if we're talking about time and places, dude, don't say stuff like that in a post-game interview. You're gonna look like a jerk. I'm sure he doesn't care what people like me think or the fans or whatever, but you had a good team in Houston. I mean, I know they were 3-6, but still, the season is young. You had a good team. You had John Wall, DeMarcus Cousins. Who else? They had, PJ Tucker. They had, I know he's not that good, but still, they had a good situation. Christian Wood, that's the other guy I was trying to think of. They had a good situation going on there. I honestly, for the life of me, could not figure out why he would want to leave. I don't know. Maybe the reason they were 3-6 is because his heart wasn't in it. And I mean, he obviously didn't care. I mean, he could say whatever he wants at this point. Obviously, nobody's going to care. He's in Brooklyn now. I'll post the full trade in a minute here, but I just kind of wanted to rant because I was one of his biggest fans. Before all this went down, before you heard about all the strip club stuff, before you heard about him going to that birthday party during all this, and I'm sure he's going to the strip club during all this, the pandemic going on. It's just not a good look, man. I mean, look, I still like to watch him. I'll still watch him play. I mean, it's going to be interesting watching him in Brooklyn, but whatever. I want to talk about his fit in Brooklyn too. It's an interesting fit because you got 3 ball-dominant superstars now in Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, and now James Harden. They're going to play a lot of ISO ball. It's going to be weird to see, but I mean, hey, look, all things considered, I know I just went on a 4-minute rant just about James Harden and his character and everything, but this team is going to be insane in Brooklyn. You got, again, 3 ball-dominant players, but you got 3 players also who could score really, really well. That team is going to be one of the highest scoring teams in the league. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with. It's going to be freaking insane to watch that team play. Really. I honestly think this is a better team on paper than any team LeBron's assembled. I think it's almost as good as the Golden State Warriors team with Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, and Klay Thompson. At the end of the day, it could be better. I think James Harden is obviously a better scorer than Klay Thompson. Kyrie Irving is pretty much a carbon copy of Stephen Curry, in the sense that he's a really good shooter, ball handler, playmaker, stuff like that. They don't obviously have a lot of the same characteristics and everything. I'm saying in terms of their scoring ability and all that, and finishing ability. I think Kyrie might even be a better finisher. But then you got a guy like James Harden, who again is one of the best scorers in the league, in the world, in the history of the game even, that we've ever seen. He could score at will. He could shoot the three, finish. He can get to the free throw line. And then you got Kevin Durant, one of the best players in the world, in the history of the game. He's a great defender. He's a great scorer. He's coming back from that Achilles injury, showing that he practically he's at 100%. I would say he's at 100%. This guy is absolutely insane. I am so happy for Kevin Durant, especially after everybody hated him for a while when he went to Golden State. And then he unfortunately got injured. It's just awesome to see a guy like that come back and play the way that he's playing. It's just so great to see. And now they add a guy like James Harden. It's absolutely insane. It's over with in the Eastern Conference. I don't see any team in the Eastern Conference beating them. I can see maybe the Lakers beating them in the NBA Finals if that happens. But, we do have to see how they play. There were super teams in the past that got beaten in the NBA Finals or in the playoffs in general. That didn't work out. So, hey, anything is possible. Anything is possible. But I honestly don't see any team in the Eastern Conference beating the Brooklyn Nets, especially if they play well together. It's going to be absolutely insane. So, I don't know exactly what is going to happen in the Eastern Conference, but I will say this: the Brooklyn Nets are going to be an insane super team. But I'm going to digress, and we're going to talk about the whole trade. So the biggest names being moved other than James Harden in this trade are Victor Oladipo is going to the Rockets, Caris LeVert is going to the Nets, Jarrett Allen and Taurean Prince are going to the Cavs, and Dante Exum is also going to Brooklyn along with James Harden. Other than the players being moved, you've got a slew of draft picks heading to Houston. They'll get 3 unprotected first-round picks from Brooklyn in the 22, 24, and 26 draft, plus pick swaps in 2021, 23, 25, and 2027. So let me know what you guys think about this trade. Personally, I think right now, the Rockets, they got a lot of picks. They've got Victor Oladipo as well. They've got a solid team going forward. And again, all those picks are going to be probably late first round anyway, but who knows? They've got a lot of them. I think they even got picks from Indiana or Cleveland or something like that. But either way, they're set for the future. When you trade a superstar like that, you're going to get some picks. You're going to get some players. Put that on a pillow and, ship it out. That's a quote right there. But anyway, guys, this is going to be the end of the video. I want to thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.